Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Sometimes things just slip through my proverbial cracks, which sounds 1000% like an internet phrase now that I say it out loud. But basically, as we have started a new week of Alliance Quest, and this week I am a map 6 player, by the way. But this week, even though you can't see it from this final map layout, it is Invisible Woman, or as I like to call her, my prom date. When people say, what do you mean? I didn't really have a prom date in high school. I went with a friend, but she was invisible. She was an invisible woman. I feel like explaining that kind of cheapens it. But regardless, this was not really a expectation for Alliance Quest changes. Now, if they want to take away or update things that are hurting players, like, a Battlegrounds bug that, hypothetically doesn't register your fight even when you win it and gives you 0 points, which has been going on since Season 1. And I have so many people sending me screenshots of this that it's almost overwhelming. Then, yeah, that'd be nice. If they wanted to acknowledge that parry may or may not be broken on some devices, to the point that I'm also getting almost overrun with messages from people who are 1000% saying that they're ready to quit the game and throw their phone against the wall because the inputs aren't working, then yeah, that's also a thing. But in terms of an actual forum post, we are darkening the screen, and my man Yarg 2015 was nice enough to send this to me. Changes to Alliance Quest maps 6 and 8 was the post from Saturday, February 11th, which again, this totally went by me. Would not have seen it without his link, so thank you for that. Hello, Summoners. We have recently been gathering data and Summoner feedback about Alliance Quest with the intention of making some changes to improve the Summoner experience. We have elected to make the following changes with the intention of alleviating frequently reported pain points for maps 6 and 8. So they have listened. They are listening at least to this. Maybe not to everything, or at least not to everything in ways that are going to make people not send forum complaints, but progress is progress. Changes will be in place when the next Alliance Quest event goes live this weekend. More changes are in the works, and we'll have additional information to share in the future. Map changes. Map 6, Variation 2. Jabari Panther Mini-Boss, Section 1. They removed Bob and Weave, added Vital Strikes. In Section 2, removed Bob and Weave, changed Vital Strikes 2 to Vital Strikes 3. Reasoning. Her win rate was quite high. Oh. She is a decent defender on her own, so we decided to trim the difficulty. I didn't know that when Kabam looks at feedback for Alliance Quest, that there's something called win rate. That's usually reserved for, quarterbacks in the National Football League. But, you learn something new every day. Map 8, all variations, final boss changes. Scorpion added Stylish. Landing critical hits grant the attackers 2 combo. Reasoning, reaching the needed combo count on top of the buff combinations was quite difficult. We added a skill-focused buff that will assist summoners to get around Scorpion's evade mechanic. Sounds good to me. Toad added repeat offender taunt. Landing the same type of basic attack twice in a row inflicts the defender with a non-stacking taunt debuff for 3 seconds. Reasoning, even though Toad's AI wasn't changed, or so they want us to think, some summoners were reporting that the AI was playing passively, which resulted in Toad throwing fewer special attacks and backing summoners into the corner. By the way, I can say that. I call it the all or nothing AI, meaning that they feel like they're asleep when it comes to their special bar or just completely ignore it, but then once they get to 3 bars of power, they immediately fire it off like they're an awaking wild Snorlax. This buff should help summoners by having the AI throw specials more often. So it's interesting that they're manipulating AI with nodes. That might be my takeaway from this post. So their argument is not that the AI is changed, but that, and I guess it makes sense in this case because the taunt debuff, in theory, forces AI to throw specials more often, but that's how they manipulate it in their coding. Section 1 changes path, shared path, nodes 5, 12, 29, 36, 37, 47, 48, 54. Removed all of the shared path fights. Pull. We decided to remove pull as there were already 2 other damage limiting buffs, flux dispersal and right back at you on the shared path. Removing pull opens up a large number of counters. The champion will now be able to complete this node combination. Sounds good. And then you can see defenders there. Stellar genetics when the iron is hot. Whenever the defender is struck with. When back against the wall, the attacker gains an indefinite prowess buff, increasing their special attack damage by 20%, max 10 stacks. Reasoning, persistent pressure, and distrack are fairly limiting buffs on their own, so we decided to let summoners have more free reign to choose who they bring into the fight. Man. So, this is a lot of info, and I could spend 20 minutes reading it, but that would be, I feel like, a waste of your time at that point. So, I'm going to kind of just scroll down and just show you how much, especially map 8-wise, Kabam is influencing, because it is a lot. Like a lot. So they did listen, and the AI, I guess, is manipulated the best when you actually, add a node, or at least a feature to cause a taunt to hit. That's interesting. Interesting takeaway for sure. Well, thanks again for this information, Yarg. I totally missed it, and would have just straight up missed it permanently had you not reached out to me with this forum post link.